Yeah, Grand Rising. So yeah, let's talk about it. So we all know what the executive management of 1199 is saying to everyone. We don't know who he is, or he's just a disgruntled, clapped out dope fiend, as Ruthless Toothless, aka Snuff the Magic Dragon, likes to say, or as Campo Santos and Dirty Dingaling Ashby tell people. He's just a disgruntled employee who, after his wife died, he loses his mind. But yeah, let's go back to 2021. Got an employee who was just told if he wasn't, but we know what it is. But let's see why Mr. Gerard Cadet, we all do it because it's all for one union. Why I was labeled a troublemaker. Because see, I'm one of those people that never had any problem telling the organizers and the VPs and the contract administrators who wasn't doing what they were supposed to do what it was. See, this is why members feel the way that they do. They feel ignored. They're gonna get tired one day and refocus their anger. This was November 2021 I said this. As you see here in the 1199 delegate chat that I was removed from by old Campo Santos. But let's proceed. Now, we all know that Campo Santos, the Madam of the Den of Demons, and Snuff, the Magic Snow Dragon, aka Laura Goodwin, all act like they don't know me. Or what Laura say? I don't know nothing about his case. Oh, is that so? Because I was a very, very loyal delegate. Because we've already heard the audio. Nobody ever knew where Evelyn was at. She was always either at school or on vacation. Mostly on vacation somewhere. But not doing her job because she never has. So, let's go through. She's done talking. Blah, 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 blah. Damn, Evelyn. This is not going to end well for you because I kept all the receipts. In fact, you know what? Let's see some of the things that she had to say. Oh, NYU is dumb. Duly noted, Evelyn. Well, well, well. But they don't know me. Remember, they don't know me. What I find odd is that they knew me very well. Not only that, they know how I moved as a delegate. They know how I moved as a delegate. And she knows what type of loyalty is ingrained in my DNA. She knows this because she knows what type of work I did. She knows all of them, and Laura too. They know exactly who I am. Just like everyone else that they've handicapped over the years. So my question is if you knew who I was, and you knew that I never run away from a fight. I don't know why or for what reason y'all thought it was okay to do all the bullshit that you were doing. I don't know who put you up to it. I don't know who told you it would be in your best interest. Maybe it was Austin because he knew I was going to find out what was in terrorist records. Who knows? But, like I said before, I don't care. But I'm just doing this now so that everybody can see what your union dues are actually paying for. This is what he's too white for me. Ain't that something, man? I wonder who's too white for you. Yeah, we'll show that later, though. It's wild work out here, ladies and gentlemen. This is all wild work. Oh, Ruthless Toothless. Is this you? Because you didn't know me either, remember? You didn't know nothing about me or my case. You didn't sit in the room with me for 4 hours while I played audio for Jose LaBraca, letting him know exactly what Debbie Newman, John Salvatore, and Jennifer Gallinaro were doing, not just to myself, but to the whole department. I spoke up for everybody. I let them know about the Asian gentleman who had 10 years experience as a director in a whole nother hospital, and when he applied for a supervisor job, he was told his accent was too thick and that the therapist wouldn't be able to understand him when he was given instruction. I let Jose LaBraca, the director of employee relations, know that, and I've got that conversation on tape. What do you think was done about it? Not a damn thing. You see, let's really talk about what was going on during the Covisha era. You see, what a lot of people don't know is that they were recycling PPE, and they were taking the mask, and after your shift, they'd make you put your mask back in the bag, and then they'd be disinfected by a peroxide nebulizer. Ain't that some shit? Understand that when they were telling people that they had to stand 6 feet apart and that you couldn't go to church or the movies, you could go out and protest and shit, but you couldn't go to church, you couldn't go to your child's birth, none of that. We know what happened, but they had hospital workers, right? You know, what they call us back then? Essential workers, recycling masks that someone else was wearing the previous day. And then if you didn't comply, well, we all know how that went, right? But what do you think 1199 did about it? And that's what you all have to understand. 1199 does not care about its members. It doesn't even care about its delegates. If you are not getting paid by 1199, if you're not a contract administrator who gets half their salary from the institution they come from and the other half of their salary from the union, which comes from your dues, or you're not an organizer or a VP or an EVP, 1199 does not care about you. They never have, and they never will. And that's why when they don't actually enforce the CBA as it's written, as we all know, because I can run through this delegate chat and show you where delegates are telling them, and they're just straight out ignoring everything, and it's always been like that. And that's why when I showed you the video of old Smash Face, in fact, you know what? Hold fast.
I hope you got enough content. Huh? I hope you got enough content. Enough footage? I hope you got enough footage. Yeah. Stop posting my voice, okay? Stop posting my voice. Excuse me? Yeah, stop posting my voice. Well, you know what? You get a lawyer and make me and have a nice day. That's why they fired you. If you have no, they fired me because y'all wasn't doing your job. I got something to do. I'm going to take y'all down. Have a wonderful day, sweetheart. God love.
And see, hold on.
Guess who I was with today? Shit, I'm saying. Yes, I am. So, contrary to belief, I'm actually pretty cool. So the angry black man thing don't work with me. And the Spanish girl thing don't work with me. I don't see color at work. I don't play that shit. I want you to know that. No. I'll keep it 110 with you. I don't play the angry black dude because they play the angry Spanish dude with me too. I know. Anything that comes out of our mouth will be used against us.
She knows that. Anger. She knows that is the word.
I'm not certain she even knows that she's Hispanic, Hamada. Don't get me started.
Now, what everyone has to understand is that whether you're at the institution, because that was Jose Labraca, Director of Employee Relations, who works hand in hand with Austin Bender, my late wife's old boss, whom I went to when this situation first started with me over 4 years ago. I went and sat down with this man and told him what was happening. And it's still, you see what it is. But my point is this. Whether it's the institution you're at or it's the union, nobody's actually doing what they're supposed to do, and no one's holding them accountable, because for so long people have just allowed them to beat on them. And we have to understand and recognize how much power we actually hold. And that's why I chose to do it the way I did it. But in order for it to work, everyone that's being violated, you need to stand on your square, file labor board charges against the institution that you work for, and definitely the union, and you file EEOC charges if you qualify to do so. That's what I did, and I was able to win that case. But my point is this. Until we as a collective start standing on business for ourselves, nothing's going to change. If you want accountability, you got to have some self-accountability. And instead of all of us doing what we've been doing, which is sitting back for the most part and complaining about things that we don't like in reality, well, it's time we get up and do something about it. And that's why I myself said, you know what, let me be accountable to me first. So I made sure to get my shit in order. And then once I got myself in order, I started to regulate everything around me. And I exposed the method. You'll hear when I start releasing all the actual footage from over the years that nobody's seen yet. I was telling them I was recording them because I kept saying, we're in a one-party state and I'm going to prove what you're doing. I would say it to them every time I would sit in the room with them. And they would continue to violate, whether it was NYU or 1199. Just like you saw her, that's why your ass got fired. And what they're too slow to realize is that I wasn't fired. The Most High was like, you know what? I need somebody that's smart enough, but just close enough to a crash out so they think that is willing to say the quiet part out loud, stand on it, not care about what nobody else think about them. And then walk the long road and go through all the bullshit, all the shitting on my name, and oh, he's this and he's that, until he get to the end of the road. And that's what y'all were not expecting. And see, I learned a valuable lesson when I went to George's funeral, because somebody walked up on me after I put my camera away and was like, oh, you showed up to make trouble? And I got caught slipping. Catch me once, but never twice. And see, you, ma'am, did exactly that. And said with your whole chest how the union not just thinks about me, but thinks about all the members that pay their salaries. You don't, just like the sister said in the video from yesterday, y'all don't care because you're getting paid regardless. And even if we don't pay dues, because it's funded under the Taft-Hartley Act by 6 fiduciary accounts that are funded by our tax dollars, y'all are getting paid anyways. That's why all y'all got raises after you elected yourselves in, because we know what happened in the last election. And see, what y'all don't understand, what she did when she walked up on me, she just basically revealed that she's a part of the executive board. She also admitted that y'all did in fact vote for the money that George asked for, because she said no. But according to the bylaws of the Constitution, executive board members are not supposed to talk about executive board business outside of executive board meetings. And she did just that. As she admitted, stop using my voice, that was her saying that George in fact did go to the executive board and didn't use it as his personal piggy bank, as you all claimed and had Maya Kaufman tell the world. So, again, to all my peers, we in the age of Aquarius, the age of revelations, which means all things are being revealed. Our time is now. Our time is now. It's no longer cool to sit back and just complain about what you don't like, because it does give off victim. And that's why I started looking, when I was going through, I'm like, you know what? I can either sit back and complain about this shit, or while I am venting, I can start working on solutions. And I worked on solutions and I got to business. And it's been a road and it's been a journey. But as you're going to soon see, it was worth it. Because nobody is going to fix what's going on in this world except for us. Because it's our world. So you're the controller of your own reality and your own destiny. The world is a stage. Learn to write your own script. You should be the main character of your movie. And take that how you want to take it. But I'll tell you what you saw her say, that's why your ass got fired. And what you've heard me put in other videos of how they talk to all the other members, we're all grown ass adults. I got grandchildren, and these are how these people think that they can talk to us, because they think that we're subservient to them. So honestly, when you look at what they do and what they allow to happen in institutions, because we all know, I was sent home because a patient told Deborah Newman, John Salvatore, Jennifer Gallinaro that she did not want to see me and my coworker David Snell because we were black. And they told us not to go out, not to clock out and go home. And before I left, I asked Jenny, is this why you're doing it? I just want to verify it. She doubled down. But they knew, the union knew. But these type of things happen all the time. Like we had a tech where someone put monkey blood from the lab on her locker. Go home, monkey. These things just get swept under the rug. And these type of things are rampant through NYU. I know because I worked there and I was a delegate for years. I'm telling you from personal experience. So when they see these type of things happening, but they're always the ones invoking, oh yeah, Martin Luther King and Juneteenth, is they ain't got no black American in the shit and the colors is all wrong. What makes them any different than the people that we sit back and complain about? Because that's who they're working for anyways. And that's where the money comes from. And they're not doing their jobs, which is to represent us. That's what we pay them for. We don't work for them. They work for us. Same thing with government, but ain't nobody really doing nothing. Yo, what's good? So yeah, if you're having these issues, you live in a one-party state. Start documenting your days. That's what I did. And then once you get what you need, contact the Department of Labor, EEOC, or whoever. You file your charge, and you stand your square. Because the only way the system's going to change is just like the sister said in that video that I clipped yesterday. It has to be talked about and exposed. Don't let these people keep you in a fear, pure survival state mentality. Because that's what turns you into a victim. Because you become the prey. No, you're a sovereign being. Start acting like it. That's what our ancestors fought for. All of our ancestors. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about all of our ancestors that built this country. Whether they were part of the original settler group, or they were part of the indigenous, Ado, Solon, that's what they all fought for. Some of ours battle was a little longer than others, but my fact is that we all fought for the same shit. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Your right to exist as a sovereign in this republic. We letting these motherfuckers give our shit away. We know the institutions change the rules of the contract whenever they want, and the union never does anything. We're allowing them to violate our sovereignty of our free will because we don't do anything. If each individual just started standing on the square of what happens in their reality, it will cause a chain reaction. They will be so drowned in a backlog. And not just that, then someone has to address the fact that, yo, what's going on with this pattern here? But hey, I'll leave it at that.